The moment didn't arrive with a bang. There were no flashing cameras, no public announcement, just a quiet ending that insiders say destroyed everything Jena Huger Brush had been holding together for far too long. And when it finally ended, so did the illusion that everything was fine. A collapse no one saw coming. For years, Jena Huger Brush was admired for her poise. To the public, she was composed, controlled, and always one step ahead. She showed up when expected, smiled when required, and never let the cracks show. But behind closed doors, a very different story was unfolding. Sources close to Jena reveal that she had been fighting an exhausting emotional battle, one marked by repeated attempts to fix something that insiders now say was already broken beyond repair. It wasn't one big explosion, a source shared. It was a slow, painful realization that nothing she did was enough anymore. And then, one moment changed everything. The final decision that ended it all. According to insiders, Jena reached what can only be described as emotional zero. The fighting stopped, the explanations ran out, and the hope she had been clinging to quietly disappeared. That's when she made the decision, not impulsively, not dramatically, but finally. What she ended hasn't been fully detailed publicly, but those close to her describe it as something deeply personal, deeply defining, and deeply painful. This wasn't just an ending, one insider said. It was the end of who she thought she was supposed to be. Fans noticed the shift immediately. Long before any confirmation surfaced, fans sensed something was wrong. Her social media presence changed. Posts became less frequent. Smiles looked strained. Appearances felt distant. Comment sections filled with concern. She looks exhausted. That light in her eyes is gone. Something serious just ended. Then came the silence. No clarification, no reassurance, just absence. In tabloid language, silence often screams louder than statements, and this one was deafening. When ending everything means starting over alone. Here's the truth many tabloids avoid. Sometimes the most devastating endings don't involve scandal or betrayal. Sometimes devastation comes from realizing you've been holding something together by yourself. Insiders say Jena had been carrying emotional weight for years, making compromises, swallowing disappointments, and choosing peace over truth until peace no longer existed. When she finally ended everything, the relief didn't come immediately. Instead, there was grief. Not just for what was lost, but for the time spent trying to save it. The fallout no one prepared for. The emotional impact rippled fast. Professionally, projects were quietly paused. Future plans became uncertain. Conversations shifted behind the scenes as those around her tried to understand the sudden change. One source revealed this ending forced Jena to reevaluate her entire direction. Nothing feels the same anymore. Fans felt it too. Engagement dipped. Curiosity surged. Sympathy poured in. People weren't asking what went wrong anymore. They were asking how much pain did it take for her to finally walk away. A devastation that redefined her. What makes this story so powerful isn't drama, it's recognition. So many people saw themselves in Jena's silence, in her delayed goodbye, in her decision to stop fighting for something that kept hurting her. She didn't collapse publicly. She didn't beg for sympathy. She simply ended it, and in doing so exposed how devastating strength can be. Not a breakdown, a reckoning. Sources insist this isn't a breakdown, it's a reckoning. Jena Huger Brush didn't lose herself. She found the line she could no longer cross, and crossing away from something painful is often the hardest step of all. This ending changed her, an insider said, but it might also save her. The quiet after the storm. Right now, Jena remains largely out of the spotlight. Those close to her say she's taking time to heal, to breathe, and to understand who she is without the weight she's been carrying.
There's no rush to return, no urgency to explain, no pressure to perform, just space. And sometimes that space is where real survival begins. Final thought. This story isn't about scandal. It's about devastation without noise. It's about endings that don't trend, but change lives forever. Jena Huger Brush didn't just end something. She ended the version of herself that believed enduring pain was the same as strength. And that may be the most shocking and powerful headline of all.